The Buffalo Bills need to take over the AFC. Why do I say that? Well, and what I'm about to say might get a little misconstrued. The Buffalo Bills might be the only franchise that has ever had it worse than the Minnesota Vikings in that of how they lose. Now, I say that out of respect and love and compassion because I know what it's like. You know, the Vikings spaced out there losing over 4 Super Bowls over, what was it, 30, 40 years, whatever it is, over 20 years, doesn't matter. Buffalo Bills did it 4 years in a row. They're the only franchise where I am empathetic with them, and I actually am a big fan of the Bills, and especially what they've been doing as of late, especially with how Josh Allen has played. So, you know what? At the end of the day, that's out of the way. But Josh Allen and the Bills need to take over the AFC. Need to. And before we get into why and how they're going to take over the AFC, make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Leave a like and a comment. It helps people find the show. We greatly appreciate all the support we've gotten. Thank you guys so much. You guys are all truly awesome. But the Buffalo Bills, in my opinion, have the team to go out and get it. We talk about Josh Allen. Now, I think a lot of people were kind of on the fence with Josh Allen before Stephon Diggs came. I mean, if we're being honest with ourselves, really didn't know what to expect. First year came in through, completed about 53% of his passes through 10 touchdowns against 12 interceptions. Okay. Came back his second year, completed around 59% for over 3,000 yards, 20 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. But with how Josh Allen played in year 3, man, completed 69% of his passes for over 4,500 yards, 37 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. I mean, quarterback rating of 107.2. Loved it. Loved it. Because we were waiting on a talent like Josh Allen to cash in on what we knew he had. If you watched him at Wyoming, you saw a guy that had an incredible arm. That if he could carry it and translate to the NFL, watch out. And now with the emergence of Stephon Diggs, or the addition rather of Stephon Diggs, it's here. So that's one aspect of this offense and how well he played last year. But there's a couple different things. We talk about their running game and Devin Singletary, which I believe their running game is going to be a lot better. But also, by the way, Josh Allen found a way through all of his dominance in year 3 to also be a running quarterback, a threat. Well, he's kind of always been that. But, I mean, if you ask me, I love it. I mean, a guy that can run the football, and I believe I saw an interesting statistic that since his time in the NFL has found a way to have more rushing touchdowns than Zeke. What was it, Leonard Fournette, and I can't remember the other running back off the top of my name. That's impressive. He had 8 rushing touchdowns this last year. And honestly, for what he has done so far, I just can't believe it. I really can't, because he's absolutely came out and just impressed. 25 rushing touchdowns over 3 years in his NFL career. Now, okay, Cam Newton is probably another one of those quarterbacks that we think when we want to talk about running quarterback. But Josh Allen has impressed in that regard without a doubt. And again, I think he's going to really help their running game as well. But we also talk about Stephon Diggs, and I've called it from the beginning, the Gabriel Davis factor. I mean, especially with how he came on later in the season, I was just enamored by this young man. I mean, we all knew that with Cole Beasley and with Stephon Diggs, we all kind of knew that it was only going to be a matter of time before they either found a number 3 wide receiver or went looking. Boy, did they find one in Gabriel Davis. Man, did they find one in Gabriel Davis. You're talking about a guy that had 35 catches, nearly 600 yards. Okay? And 7 touchdowns. Really came on throughout the entire year, and I think he's going to be a big reason as to why this Buffalo Bills offense not only was so dangerous last year, but it's why it's going to be so dangerous this year as well. So you got Stephon Diggs, you got Gabriel Davis, you got Emmanuel Sanders, Cole Beasley, and I mean, honestly, stable of other good wide receivers, even Jake Kumro, who I am actually really high on, by the way. But there's a lot of other receivers. Dawson Knox out there at tight end. You got an offensive line that I think will get the job done. Now, it might not be all pro offensive lineman, but it will get the job done. And that's all you need. We also talk about this entire offense in terms of what it did last year. One of the best offenses in the NFL. Josh Allen now's got a chip on his shoulder going back after those Chiefs. It's going to be a lot of fun. Their offense, I think, is going to take a big step forward in all aspects, especially since that confidence factor is there and with what I think they can do. Then we get to the defensive side of the football. Getting Gregory Rousseau, Carlos Basham Jr., getting those guys in the draft, I really can't believe how it all unfolded. I mean, getting in my mind, two of the top edge rushers in the NFL draft. I can't be more excited. Then at the linebacker, we got Matt Milano, Tremont Edmonds, A.J. Klein. Solid 3 linebackers in my mind, Tre'Davious White. Micah Hyde is one of the most underrated free safeties in the entire NFL. I said it. I needed to be brought to everyone's attention because he truly is one of the most underrated in the entire NFL, and it's an absolute travesty. So the tools that they have, which for as tough as they played the Chiefs last year, I think it's going to be a year in which the Buffalo Bills, especially with the talent they got on the defense in terms of rushing the passer, and Gregory Rousseau, who I think is going to come out right away and show everybody why he is so dynamic and why he was one of the main components or big components of why Miami was so dominant at getting after the passer. You also talk about Carlos Basham Jr., who I think had easily one of the best Senior Bowls I think I've seen in a while, or at least in the conversation. So when it comes down to their offense, which has still got a lot of its main pieces, mainly all of it, I believe, off the top of my head, it's got its main offensive pieces. It's got, in my mind, somewhat of a revamped edge rushing presence. Ed Oliver, Vernon Butler, those guys are going to come back mad. Even though I'm kind of waiting for a dominating thing from Ed Oliver, but I think it could happen this year, and it could be drastic. And pair that with one of the better defensive backfields in the NFL. I mean, come on, this team is ready, and I think that they can. Scratch that. They can and need to take over the AFC, even though I didn't change anything just now. But anyway, make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Let me know what you guys think about the fact that the Bills need to take over the AFC. Make sure you guys once again like and subscribe down below. Leave a like. Helps people find the show. We greatly appreciate all the support that we've gotten and continue to get. You guys are truly awesome. Make sure you guys check out our website at thesportsbeatpodcast.com. Once again, also remember to subscribe on iTunes. Give us a listen there as well. And in the description down below, you will find all of our handles to all of our social media platforms. But with that, just let me know what you guys think about the Bills needing to take over the AFC.